Welcome everyone to Dogsi's monthly tournament. We are at the semi-finals and the sixth lag's a bit at the start, which is great. You're probably all still asleep in bed because that's where I really would want to be right now. So, chances are you're probably watching this on YouTube. But anyway, for you guys that are live, welcome. Champy's back. What's up?
Not too much, man. I actually can't believe I'm awake. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, well, this is the things we do for StarCraft, man. Get up nice and early. Anyway, we do have Moonglade in the top right as the pink, well, no, purple Zerg, sorry, not pink, against nGenRefallen in the bottom left. Refallen last night had the chance to walk over Moonglade, decided, no, I don't want the guaranteed $100, I want to play against Moonglade, which is pretty crazy coming, well, it's pretty crazy to hear, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, see what you can do here. Obviously, the winner of this will go through and play GG as in the finals, who did beat Edge last night, 3-1. So, well played to Edge, but well better played to Az. So, anyway, first map's on Caverns. I mean, you play Protoss, I play Zerg. I mean, what would you like to see Refallen do here?
I'd like to see Refallen go for some sort of Colossus play. As I said last night, I believe it's really, really good on this map, particularly around the middle where the Zelnaga Caverns are. Some good force fields and some good Colossus micro can really turn the tides in this matchup. But I'm not sure what Moonglade's going to do. What about you?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. There's so many things you can do here. I think there's really two things you can do in PPZ these days. Obviously, you've got Roach, Hydra, and Corruptor, which can actually work quite well on this map because it's like fairly small as far as attack paths go. You can take the gold, park your army there, get a bit of creep going, and it's pretty hard for the Protoss to really attack any direction without your army being able to react. But mutas can kind of work. Not as good as some other maps, but it's not like they don't work at all. We do actually have Glade getting down that hatch first, so Refallen fumbling a bit there and actually not denying that with his probe.
Yeah, you always want to do that. There's no reason why you shouldn't. So yeah, a bit of a blunder there by him. But one thing I would like to mention is that if Refallen does go for the Colossus play, like I'm predicting, I'd really like to see him upgrade Hallucination straight after the Warp Gate finishes. I don't see enough Protoss doing this where you are. If you go for a 3-gate expand, which I'm pretty sure Refallen will do, as you mentioned, he does pretty much every single game in his life. If he gets a lot of sentries with that expand, which is pretty standard these days, if he gets the hallucination and he lets the energy build up, he can get a couple of hallucinated phoenixes, and that can really keep tabs on the Zerg's tech and his army, where it is, what kind of units he's got in his army composition, and it can really make a lot of difference because you're not playing in the dark as much, so you're not forced to get that robo as early.
Definitely. You actually have a Zealot and a Ling coming down here, but they're going to get killed off if these Zerglings get a good surround. They look like they're getting that now. So it's a bit unfortunate. Second Zealot coming up. Well, this actually could be bad for Glade if he loses these early Lings, but no, he's pulling back. And so is Refallen. Fallen probably worried about the Lings that are building, which are non-existent because it's actually droning up. And obviously Glade cannot kill that last Zealot there. So a little bit of a back and forward there at the start there, and Glade has actually gotten a gas steal off as well. It's going to wait and see. Ref, he's got his 3 gates up. See if he's going to expand after this. Actually, he already has.
Yeah, interesting to see him go for that Nexus before the 2 gates. Obviously, the better choice, as Moonglade did go hatchery first. So he knows that there's going to be less pressure than usual, especially since he just attacked with 2 Zealots. So the correct decision by him, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Spinecrawler going up the front as well from Glade. That's honestly, I see a lot of players doing this. Just the one Spinecrawler just sort of deters a lot of those sort of 1, 2, or 3 unit pushes that you can sometimes see, and they're really frustrating to deal with if you don't have that Spinecrawler. So a good choice there. Stalker's going to actually clear off his Extractor eventually. Robo going down as well, so might see some Robo play from Refallen, or maybe just wants an Observer out so he can keep tabs on the Zerg army.
Yeah, exactly. This will set him up for Colossus later too if he decides to do it. He could decide to just want the Observer and then switch into Stargate play. So had a bit of a brain fire there. But I definitely expect to see him get a Robo Bay after his second is saturated.
And Glade actually already taking a third. That's a very quick third. I was thinking about it myself, going, "Oh, okay, he's taking it now." And I was looking at the clock, and it's like 6 minutes 30. So that's interesting. But then you think about it, though. Refallen's expanding. Actually, does he know he's expanding? He does know he's expanding. So Refallen really can't put any pressure on him. So it makes sense to actually take that third base. So good job by him.
Yeah, absolutely. Zerg is always more comfortable. Well, I want to say the Zerg needs to be a base up to be even in economy and stuff like that.
Ooh,
Maybe not so much
Stalker's
economy.
going to get caught out here, though. Just interrupting you for a second. Sorry. Here it goes. Ooh, that's a
And nice
unfortunate.
around.
Yeah,
That makes you cringe every time as a Protoss
that
player.
happens. But fresh warp in. I don't imagine much damage will be done here by... Oh, actually going to get a few probes, though. That's a bit unfortunate. And gets away, so nice pressure there.
Very nice. I like the double pylon block that Refallen's done behind the shrubs there on the right side of his natural. That's essential, especially in this matchup with speedlings running around everywhere. That makes such a big difference, and it's so much more safer and easier to manage pressure and harass like that.
I just want to point out as well, tunneling clause is getting researched before roach speed. And burrow as well, so that's actually very, very, like, I've never seen that. Usually it's always roach speed first, so looks like a Glade here might go for some burrow roach move here. And honestly, because no one does it, no one really kind of expects it to come. You know what I mean?
I do. I have seen Jim Diddy do this quite a bit recently, though. He hasn't been on so much in the last week or so. I think he's on holidays or something. But just before Christmas, I was watching a lot of Jim Diddy's games, and he was doing this burrow roach build, and it works really nicely, I got to say. So I'm excited to see what Moonglade can do with it.
You actually have a push coming up the middle here from Refallen, though. Is he bringing a probe? No. No, might not be actually an attack, but timing could work quite well. Obviously, it has to go away from the spawns. I think he needs to go down to this third base and kill that off personally. Obviously doesn't know it's there, though. But here we go at the front. He's got the Zealots in the wrong spot, though. And here are the sentries as well. Let's see if we can do some damage here. Good force fields.
Nice force fields. Yeah, it's never nice to attack into spine crawlers, though, because they do a lot of damage. 25 damage and then 30 versus armored really is very effective against zealots and stalkers, so gonna have to back off with all those roaches.
That observer has actually seen the roaches. You can see they've got the spikes on the back. That tells you they have burrow move. So Refallen, provided he knows what he's looking for, actually knows he has burrow there, so should pull an observer back to scout for that. So when he burrows, he can at least kill the units at a low health. But here comes Glade's attack. This is looking very fit. In fact, I'm a bit worried about Refallen here. This could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. The two cannons are on the right hand side, not where the roach is attacking from, so they're not going to come into effect at all. Good force fields though, but as you can see, he's got the movement, burrowed claws now. This void ray should fend off the roaches and do back away.
And an immortal coming out as well from Refallen, so getting the right units at the right time. Lost his forge for the effort. He's going to have to rebuild that, so a bit unfortunate there. He also uses his observer to scout the third base from Moonglade, so he's going to try and take his own. I think the ball's starting to fall in Moonglade's path. He's going to need to start doing damage sooner or later, I think, because Zerg, the Protoss big ball is something you got to be worried about as Zerg. If you let him get that 200 army, you let him get Colossus out and that kind of stuff, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. He's well, Refallen's taken his third now. If Moonglade scouts this, which he will, he's got a changeling coming down there right now. I can see him going for a fourth, but there's also the possibility that he would just mess up a ball and attack, because he could very well be worried about the ball. I don't know if you see, I'm just going to check his view. He hasn't scouted the... No, he has. He's scouted the robotics bay, so he knows that the Colossus are on the way as well.
Yep, awesome. I mean, he showed the Void Ray when the Roaches attack, kind of going to his opponent, oh, go Hydra, you need to go Hydra. And then straight to Colossus. Here comes the Roaches. Is there a reserver in that army? I have really no idea at all. Can he force field to prevent some stuff from leaving? He can. He's going to force a burrow. And he's going to get a few units, actually. Nice work there by Refallen, getting some nice kills on those roaches for really absolutely no damage at all. Just really, that attack forced Refallen to cancel 2 cannons, and that was it. So nice work there by Refallen. Being definitely the underdog in this game, but definitely, you know, showing he can kind of play at this level. He isn't completely a walkover for Moonglade.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it's good to see that as well, because a lot of people hear Moonglade's playing and it's just like, oh, he's just going to roll the player. But it's always very, very exciting to see someone step up to Moonglade's league and really, you know, give him his money's worth, like give him a run for his money rather.
Yep. Wow, Colossus just got rallied towards Moonglade's base and got killed.
Oh no.
Wow. That was
that
was painful. I was just looking at them. I was like looking at the robo, thinking a Colossus should be out by now. Saw the rally, and then I see this thing just die at Glade's gold. So, okay, that might trigger an attack here, and that's actually wow. That's scary. Actually, that is a lot of Hydralisks. That's a lot of roaches. This could be bad. Although Moonglade pulling back, force fields are the kind of thing though that can get Refallen a win in this fight. If you can force field the Hydras away, trap units from running away, although Moonglade's army right now looks bigger, let's check the supplies quickly, it's actually dead even. So, apparently an even game right now.
Yeah, and there's a Spire just about to come up for Moonglade as well, so I expect to see Corruptors in the mix pretty soon.
Yeah, that's pretty much a given. But the thing with Corruptors is it's not like, oh, you've got Corruptors, you can counter Colossus, because you don't really. You've got to actually get a good army, you've got to engage correctly. It's more just an army that can possibly kill the Colossus. But you've also got the Void Razor there too.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say, especially since there's Void Razor already out. It's going to be a little bit tougher. There's a lot of cannons going down at Refallen's third though.
Yeah, I think it's a very good delaying technique, because you kind of have to kill the cannons before you kill the probes in the Nexus, because otherwise you just lose so much of your army while killing those other two. And they're only minerals, so you can just sink your money into that. But here comes Refallen trying to do some damage. Glade not reacting at all, just choosing to sack that 4th base there. Awesome work by Refallen, just pushing forward there and then pulling straight back. So Glade there, his gold is denied, while Refallen taking his own and putting up a lot of cannons. So you know what, Refallen could come through here with a solid 200 out of 200 army. But Corruptors are up, Hydras are up. This could get messy very quickly here.
Absolutely, the Protoss Death Ball when it's maxed is really, really hard to stop. But then again,
that's a lot of Corruptors.
Moonglade's got his own little Death Ball of his own, and
here comes the engagement. Oh, a lot of Corruptors going up. They are targeting down. Looks like a Void Ray to start with. It's going to come. Oh wow, I think Glade might have. In fact, Glade will have this, I believe. Just way too many Corruptors there, killing the Colossus off, forcing him back to the cannons. Unfortunately, all those cannons were powered by one pylon, which is killed off. Glade is going to win this game, I believe. I cannot see. There's just not enough units there for Refallen there. He's just going to lose his entire army, his gold, and this is going to put him so far behind.
Yeah, and Glade's already pumping out units as reinforcements. He's got 14 roaches on the way, rallied down. So, and he's just taken out the Nexus, so definitely in a very, very comfortable position. I'm not exactly sure what Refallen's going to be able to do. I don't think he's got enough gateways to be able to re-macro up in time.
Yeah, true, and those roaches are streaming down now. The Corruptors are still alive, so you can't go Colossus or Void Ray anymore. Even though he's got them out, he just cannot get enough of them to make the Corruptors, you know, useless. He's going to get rolled here. That's going to be GG. DTs are out, though. Surprisingly, wow, there's actually DTs in there. I don't know if you can know that, but we're falling GGs anyway. Wow, I didn't think his army would die that fast, but just a lot of Corruptors, and Refallen's gateway count was quite low.